I've always been a caretaker. It's just the role that's always been thrust in my lap. Maybe it's because I'm a Girl Scout and learned to always be prepared. Maybe it's because I'm always thinking, what if, and plan for any and all scenarios. But I found this what if personality of mine haunting me when I was preparing to come to Bali. I wanted to come in right, do research so I could have some idea of the culture I would be entering for 3 weeks. But my time leading up to leaving was limited. Between studying, classes, my 2 jobs, and sleep, there was time for little else. So I did the next best thing. I came in with no expectations. I didn't want to be in charge. For once, I would let myself be a follower. But being a follower is not something I'm used to. I like taking charge, because taking charge helps me plan for all the what ifs. But I didn't want to think, what if, for this trip. On the plane to Bali, I read Globalization, Tourism, and Taboo. This started worrying me. What if I was a tourist who didn't know proper culture behavior appropriate in Bali? Right off the bat, I was back in my what if personality. I started to think I didn't know what I got myself into. But once we got to Sanur, once we met Bu Ari, once she told us that our host families, the locals, and everyone we meet would accept that we make mistakes, I knew I had, well, not nothing to worry about, but a lot less to worry about. I changed my expectation for the trip. I wanted to be open to the culture, the customs, traditions, and allow myself to try new things. I wanted to push myself out of my comfort zone. I'm not a fan of trying new things, because trying also means failing. Failure to me is darkness. I don't like not succeeding in things, and maybe that's the engineer in me. But I allow myself to try. The big turning point for me was a little late in the trip, Mount Batur. I was heavily advised to think through climbing the mountain, but I needed to try. Getting to the top was something I didn't think possible, even with the guide practically dragging me up the last 200 feet. I surprised myself by accomplishing what I didn't think I could ever do, so I kept trying. I looked back at what I had done before climbing the mountain. Some things I found easier than others. Sometimes I tried and failed, or fell depending on which experience you're looking at. But I found joy in trying. Even in failure, I started recognizing that it's not a bad thing. Just like we can't always stay in the light, we need to accept the darkness. I might not like the darkness, but I accept that it's there. I don't like failing, but I need to recognize that failure is a part of life. We need failure as much as we need success, just as we need darkness as much as we need light. I had a lot of failure. I mispronounced words in Bahasa Indonesia. Sometimes I started speaking the wrong language completely and threw some Spanish into the mix. I made mistakes on art projects. I called people the wrong name, and I worried my ibu. But when I apologized, I was always given the response of tidak apa-apa, no what, or no problem. I was also met with laughter. When I made these mistakes, my host family would laugh. The instructors would laugh. This in turn caused me to laugh. I am allowed to laugh at my mistakes, as long as I continue to try. So I will continue to allow myself to try and to fail. In this way, I can try to be less worried of all the what ifs and accept the darkness and the light in all I do.